Manchester United 1, West Ham 0, back to winning ways, 2 games consecutively won by the German coach who is an interim at Manchester United, who goes by names of Rashford today at Old Trafford. Remember, in the midweek, he won against Brentford by 3-1. This one was not convincing as that of Brentford was, but this is really a very big win that has seen United get back into the top 4. Very many points to talk about. Martial's impact onto the pitch, selfishness of Greenwood, Rashford's goal, the substitutions that really showed us that if a manager is brave enough, you can really put on close to 4-5 attackers onto the pitch to get you a result if at all you really win it. And the mentality of Manchester United that never say die returns again at Old Trafford. Remember, this is typical of Manchester United, and for some of us who have been here watching United for a very, very long time, we know that United, and not until the referee blows the last whistle, you don't count them out, and this has happened in there. And surprisingly, West Ham has been broken down by Manchester United twice in the Premier League this season. Remember, in the Premier League game that was played at the London Stadium in there, United went ahead to win West Ham by 2-1. Remember, that game was 2-1, and a penalty was given to a player who goes by the names of Noble in there, and the penalty was saved by David De Gea. You remember? Yeah, so if at all you remember, then you know that United has done that in the dying minutes. De Gea saved United 3 points in the dying minutes, and today Marcus Rashford has really gone ahead to do the same for Manchester United in there. Welcome to the Manchester United Matters channel. This is Rokan David. Onto this channel, smash the like button, comment and share. Lots of things to talk about. It's really going to be a long one in today because I noted down lots of things while watching this game. I noted things about Harry Maguire, Greenwood, Antoine Martial, the substitutions in there, and people like Freddie and Scott McTominay and how they played when I looked at them into this game. But first things first, it's a big win for United, big 3 points, because in the game of football, there is no ugly win. There is no ugly win. Let me tell you this. There are ugly losses, you get, but there is no ugly win, because you can't tell me that a woman is ugly and beautiful. You get? You are either ugly or beautiful. So that's what I really know about life and football. You either get a win, because a win brings you 3 points. That's it. And that's what United have registered today. So big 3 points for Manchester United. They've come through in style. It's a game of halves that you won't say that so and so dominated in there. United looked like they really dominated the game, but they never created chances in there, because in the midfield, we really looked not as vulnerable as usual, because when this game was starting, I really thought that it was supposed to be Nemanja Matic in this game, but surprisingly, the manager did bring Nemanja Matic. It was Freddie and a player who goes by the name of Scott McTominay. They played very well according to me. No one really was a standout player to me, because David De Gea this time round was safe. It required him to make just one save. You remember that save at the end, towards the end of the second half, that Antonio flip, that a cross was brought in and Antonio really flipped it, and De Gea had to go for a save, to pull out a save, and it went into a corner. He was never required to go in and do that. So that shows you defensively how we've been in there. And us keeping a clean sheet, it's another positive in there for you, because during the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, we conceded lots of goals in there, and we couldn't really let ourselves rest in there. Each and every game we went in, we just got to know that, oh, we are going to score goals, but just no, we are going to concede. That was Manchester United in there for you. This time round, a clean sheet has been kept. Not very many threats into the box of Manchester United in there. There are not threats that you're really going to come out and take out a blame on someone in there. United played very well defensively, and we really did a very good cover-up. And I really want to go on and give big ups to players like Elanga. Elanga tracked back very well. The same applies to Mason Greenwood. Apart from his selfishness into this game, he really had to track back. And remember, there was a counter that he found himself into the 18-yard box area defending Antonio, and he got the ball off Antonio. Defensively, Greenwood did okay. He did okay, but his selfishness, and if at all we lost this game, he would have been the best reason to be given for us losing, because in the first half, you saw this. I really want to show it to you onto the screen, because you have to watch this, because this is selfishness that Greenwood has to take out of his game, because Rashford has come on today, scored a goal, however selfish he is. The win does not go to Rashford. On the table of the Premier League, the name Rashford won't appear. Who is going to appear? It's Manchester United and the goal that he scored. Now, look at Greenwood. Look at Greenwood. There is Fernandes at the 18 yards arc. You see him telling me, give me that ball in here. Ronaldo is in acres of space free. You look at him. Yeah. You look at Ronaldo, acres of space, very much free, telling him, please pass that ball over to me. But Greenwood goes ahead to shoot that ball. That was the best chance of the game that we had. You get before Rashford netted into that one, because for Rashford it was a net to beat in there. Greenwood, very much looking into a player who goes by names of Ronaldo's eyes, fails to give him the ball directly to him to get it and give it a beating to the back of the net. So it shows you how selfishness is costing United. United wouldn't have gone all those minutes without a goal, but look at what Greenwood had. That was the best chance of the game before Rashford scored. He had to pass that ball to Ronaldo in there, as you see Ronaldo, all Bruno, any of those. You get? And he went ahead with his selfishness and he shot that. And that is the only thing that he did bad into this game. But tracking back, he's improving. But I will feel like he has to go on and improve onto this. And these are things that you don't need to be coached about, because you know that if you are in a position, that you are not really ready to go in and shoot that by the back of the net, what do? Pass that ball to the other player who is really in a better position to come in and shoot. So that's what Greenwood went ahead to do, and that was my worst moment of this game, because United would have buried this game way early enough before all this really went to this level in here, as you see him there. Very much selfish, and I really feel like Rangnick really has a very big job to do to kick that selfishness out of him, because when you're selfish, you cost the team, you don't cost yourself, because when we lose, we don't say that Rashford has lost, Greenwood has lost, or Bruno or Ronaldo. It's Manchester United. The brand Manchester United loses in total. So I really feel like it's not the right time for a player like Greenwood to come out and really waste chances like this, because we are into a crucial moment at Manchester United. We just need every point in. Every point that we get is valued. So that's what Greenwood did, and I really felt pissed in there for you. In the 10th minute of the game, we would have gotten that goal and gone to bed. You know what it means when you're in the lead. That means West Ham, who came on when they're playing, because West Ham came on playing, they had sat back. Everyone knows that. West Ham had sat back. And a team like West Ham that came playing while sitting back, if at all you go ahead early enough and you take an early lead, it will force them to open themselves up. And when they open themselves up, what does that mean? It means United go on and attack them and beat them on the break most of the times. Maybe even you'll find more spaces than those that you wouldn't have found when the game is still 0-0. And you saw it. If at all you had scored that goal, it would have been easier for us to open up that team of West Ham, because they would have come on to look for another goal, because they came into this game when they don't want to lose. They came here not to lose. That's West Ham in there for you. They came here not to lose this game of football, and they had done it successfully, not until Anton Martial and Ronaldo teamed up with Cavani, and they broke that so-called blockage of a defense that they had really put up into that game in there. So smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. So Rangnick, I would really like to accredit him for the work done today, because risking Harry Maguire to complete the entire 90 minutes, yet he had gotten a yellow card in the 56th minute, and he did a foul that would have costed him to be sent off the pitch into the 65th minute, and you let him onto the pitch, slow as he is, to play the remaining 20 minutes in there. That was bravery, because it reached an extent when they had really thought with Amas, the assistant coach of Manchester United, that I think it's better we talk of Harry Maguire and bring in Phil Jones. Then they say, no, let's go for the bravery move in there. Get on Rashford, get on Martial, and get on Edson Cavani. And those three substitutes, as they are brought on, they are the ones involved into that win that you see United rejoicing about in there for you. Good substitutions by the manager. I really have to credit Rangnick in there for that, and Amas and his bench, because they went for it all. They said, We either lose this game or win it. Because if I told people that in a situation where United is, a draw is like a loss. 1 point is nothing to us. All we need to win these games. We just need to win these games. You get? Let's not lose any game. So they went for it. They said, if at all West Ham has spent close to 80 minutes without scoring us, then that means it's we who are giving them an opportunity to be holding even a single point into this game. That means we have to go to them. We have to go at them and really attack them left, right, and center. And that's what he did. And you saw it when Anton Martial came on. This is what I really tell people, that you might love him or hate him. He is the only player at Manchester United that can change things around. You get? He's not selfish. He can play in limited space. He can take on players left, right, and center. And if I told you watch that goal closely of Manchester United versus West Ham, you are really going to know that this is really a very quality player. He is really a very quality player. He's uncompared to any at Manchester United in there. And when you see the way he celebrated in there, it shows you that he still loves the club, but he's not being given enough playing time. And these are glimpses of what Anton Martial can give you. And I don't know whether his performance today can really change the mind of the manager that, oh please, I feel like I want to keep you at Manchester United, because he came on, and trust me, if it was Rashford in the position where Anton Martial was, he would have gone for a shot. But a player like Martial, who knows what to do, he really did 2-3 touches to call upon or to attract the defenders of West Ham onto his side. And guess what he did? He released Cavani, and Cavani squared that ball, and Rashford just got a net to beat. And all in all, it went into the back of the net. By the way, before the VAR was taken or the replay was done of that goal, I really thought that Marcus Rashford would have been offside in there. But all in all, on seeing on how Cavani was released in there and how Cavani released Rashford, it was written all over the wall that United were onside. The players of United were onside, and he went to the celebration in there, a day that we'll never forget. This is one of the games that we are not going to forget. If at all you don't know the impact of this game, look at the thumbnail. United back into the top 4. Just know it's been months and months when United was out of the top 4. 22 games played. We are having 38 points. West Ham is in the 5th position. You get? West Ham is in the 5th position. Yeah, West Ham is in the 5th position. They're having 37 points. They've played one more game than United. That means when United wins its other game, we are really going to go on 41 points. When you look at Arsenal, we've played 2 more games than Arsenal. If Arsenal wins all its 2 games, remember there is one against Spurs. It's one of those games that they never played. If Arsenal comes up and wins, they're really going to be at 41 points. So when you look at the table, it means those 3 points, it's either Spurs or Arsenal is going to share them. You get? So if I told you count them on Arsenal, then don't count them on Spurs. That means if I told you you're counting them on Arsenal, count that game of Spurs out. Spurs, we've played 3 more games than Spurs in there, and they're having 36 points. But remember, Spurs is playing Chelsea. Do you know that? Spurs is playing a team which goes by the names of Chelsea over the weekend, that is tomorrow. So it shows you that United is really into a better side of really hinging this. And let's even go above, on the teams above United, and discuss. That's when you're really going to know the importance of this win that United got today. Look, United is at 38. They're having a game in hand. That is against Brighton, and that game is going to be at Old Trafford. Chelsea is at 44 points. If United plays its game they have in hand, they are going to be at 41 points. What does that mean? If United is at 41 points, it will mean that United is just 3 points behind a team which goes by names of Chelsea. This is what I told you, that this race of top 4 has been reduced now to a level that there are 2 positions that are variable for the top 4. And if at all United really goes on ahead and really does a very good run in there, because when you look at the fixtures of Manchester United, they are winnable. You get? They are winnable. And the good thing is that United is going to get a rest. United is playing again in the Premier League on the 8th of February. That means today is 22nd. Today is 22nd. 8 days. 9 days. 9 days for United in there. When you add the other 8, those are 17 days. That means United is having 17 days of rest in there, and to come back to the level of winning. So let me give you our next 10 fixtures. So let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, all right, our next fixtures: Burnley away, Southampton at home, Leeds away, Watford at home, Man City away, Tottenham at home. When you look at all these 6 fixtures, the only hard fixture to me, it's against a side which goes by names of Man City, because you're playing away and you expect United to lose that fixture. So that means in the next 6 fixtures, you might find United into the 3rd position, and you'll be asking yourself, people are saying we aren't going to get top 4. But to me, I will feel like we are going to get into top 4. Reason I give it day in, day out. The reason is simple. United really has a better squad than all these other teams they are competing with. You get? Arsenal cannot compete with the Manchester United. Spurs can't. When you look at the broad of the squad that we have a big squad. That's something that's going to play in favor of Manchester United. Look at a team like United that really didn't have Sancho, they didn't have Luke Shaw, they didn't have Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they didn't have Paul Pogba. Those are 4 players. You get? They're all out. And guess what? They managed to be having Cavani on the bench, Anton Martial, Danny Van Beek, and Edson Cavani. It shows you how rich United is and how they're really going to come on and do the needful in there. This takes me to a point of Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire came into this game of football with a lot of pressure on him to prove the manager right. Because however much is the skipper, this manager Rashford has really come out and shown us that he puts a player onto the pitch on merit, not favoritism as it was under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. No player is going to step onto that pitch because he's favored by Rashford. You saw it in the game of Brentford. Ronaldo, after 70 minutes, he was taken off the pitch. Why? Because the manager felt like he was not offering us enough, and we would have lost the game of football as we lost that 2-0 win, that 2-0 lead that we had at Aston Villa. You get? So the manager said, no, I have to take off Ronaldo to consolidate our win in there. And Ronaldo banged down the jacket and did ABC, blah, 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 blah. By the end of it all, the manager came out and stood his ground that this is a team job. It's not an individual job. You get? It's not a job of Ronaldo coming and score goals. No, it's all about United winning the 3 points and going to play into the so-called top 4 positions and playing to the Champions League. So that's what the manager really came out and showed. You get? So Harry Maguire comes onto this pitch, being benched for close to 3 games, not playing. He was brought into the game of Brentford and played 20 minutes, but he played fairly well. According to me, he played fairly well. And when you saw his headings, the way he heads the ball sometimes is really lacking, because I really felt like when you are free and you get that ball, why don't you put it on your chest? Do the chest control and pass to the nearby player in there. You get? Secondly, when you are heading, don't head aimlessly. Don't head aimlessly. Please aim like you are aiming to head that ball to meet a certain player of Manchester United, and then we get that ball back. You get? Thirdly, he does a lot of back passes to the goalkeeper. By the way, I saw glimpses. I remember when I was United. Who remembers that United that had Rio Ferdinand, Sylvester, Roy Keane in the midfield, and Gary Neville? There is the way they used to play those back passes in there for you. But for them, they used to play those back passes on purpose, because they are really gating that team to pull it, to come to our side, and then we unleash an attack. Because we knew that when you play that ball back to you, either Edwin van der Sar or Fabian Barthez or Tim Howard, and they play it back to Ferdinand, Roy Keane, because he was a very good CDM. Roy Keane knew that when this team comes close, I can find out a pass to Paul Scholes or Ryan Giggs or David Beckham in there, and then they will unleash Ruud van Nistelrooy or Wayne Rooney in there. But in a team like this, there is no reason of doing very many negative passes, especially from Harry Maguire. We should be forward passing, because the more we press and forward pass, the more we send West Ham to their goal area, and the more you push them to their goal area, the more pressure and numbers you push to that side, and the more time and space you create to get yourself a goal. That's what Maguire needs to do. But he played it's a fair performance. It's not a performance I'm really going to come out and rate it to the one that Jones put up against Wolverhampton Wanderers, the one against that Eric Bay put up against Burnley, a performance that Lindelof has been putting up for the previous games where Harry Maguire was away. I think he has put up a better performance. He has put up a fair performance, but not better than Lindelof. And on any other day, as we return back to the Premier League or the FA Cup, I would feel like in the game against Burnley, I feel like I should start a player who goes by the names of Lindelof when he's back. I start Lindelof and Varane ahead of Maguire. If I'm the manager like Rangnick, I will feel like Maguire deserves to play the game of Middlesbrough. Then the game of Burnley, I don't really start him because I don't really feel like we are comfortable each and every time we have Maguire. Maguire needs to go onto the bench. He feels the competition such that each and every time he comes to the pitch, he gives us his best, because this shirt is for players who can only fight for it and fight for the club. If you can't fight for Manchester United, there is no reason you're really going to get this shirt on, especially under the Rangnick era. But not all that bad, but even the foul that saw him get a yellow card, it was a stupid foul. Why do you go all in to attack a player when a ball is 50-50, when you are not 100% sure that you are going to meet that ball? You get? Just contain him, because it's you who is coming in from the goal area. There are 3 players chasing over Bowen, and you just come in and slide into him. Just maintain him such that Alex Telles and Scott McTominay just cover you up into the central defense area where it's supposed to be. Then the rest will be history. No yellow card will be seen. No free kick will be seen. All would have been seen if at all you had done that. And secondly, Mr. Harry Maguire, you know you are as slow as a snail. You have a snail pace. Why should you come up and start doing and go into tackles that you are not calculated? You've not calculated very well. You did a miscalculation of a tackle and you had costed United a day. You get? So to me, I will feel like Harry Maguire needs to improve on very many things, because £80 million being slashed onto your head means something else altogether. It's not something you're really going to come out and tell us that, oh, this is Harry Maguire, you are making 29 years. And what significance have you made at Manchester United? Impact? You've not made any impact at Manchester United, because you are really costing us. Each and every time we see you into that defense, we feel suspect. You are shaky. You are slow as a snail. That means you have to improve onto your game reading, because there are very many players that I've seen play to that central defense when they are not strong, when they are not quick, but they are using their brain to come up and do the game of football in there. So I will feel like Harry Maguire should use more of his brain in there than going in there to start and costing United in there. Smash the like button, comment and share. Now let's go to the big point of this game, that is the Anton Martial impact. Anton Martial came onto this bench, onto this game. He was just brought, by the way, I was even surprised, because in the previous games, when he was brought onto the bench, especially that of Brentford, because they had a bust out with the manager, in the game of Brentford, I never saw him warm up. But in the game of West Ham, I saw him warm up. And guess what? He comes onto the pitch and he does wonders. What does this show you? Rangnick and Amers, they know the beauty of this player. Because why did they bring on Jesse Lingard? Because they had variety to the bench, but they didn't go in for that, because they knew that the only player who could rescue Manchester United out of the problem they were into, it was Anton Martial. And you saw him when he came on. Things changed immediately. United really looked a threat every time they really got that ball, and Anton Martial released a player who goes by the names of Cavani very well. And remember, there is a very good turn he made, though he really did a very poor shot in there, in the 18 yards box area. So very few Manchester United players can go ahead and do such a turn that is really going to give United a very positive result there for you. If at all it was Marcus Rashford into that area where Ronaldo gave Anton Martial that ball, do you know what would have happened? Rashford would have gone for a shot. You get? But Martial did some 3-4 touches, and he was really doing a hold-up play because Cavani is no longer fast as he used to be. He was really waiting for Cavani to go past him, and then he released him. When he releases him, Cavani squares that ball into the 18 yards box area, and guess what happens? Marcus Rashford just finds himself into the middle of the net, very, very, very open, and he really does that. You see? That's what Rashford did, but all that effort was an Anton Martial effort. And I tell you guys, if at all Anton Martial had played close to 30 minutes in this game, would have even won it with more goals in there, because he gives you something that puts Ronaldo, the Cavani's, the Brunos into play, because they know that when he gets that ball, he's really going to be productive. That's what people don't know about this player who goes by the names of Anton Martial. And I tell you guys, if at all our Ragnick, I would have sat Martial down, tell him, I'm going to give you playing time, please don't go. You get? Don't go. Because he's too good to not be at Manchester United. He's too good to be on loan. You get? And I don't know whether by the time this season comes to an end, I don't know whether he'll be still at Manchester United, because as things stand, I will feel like he's really going to go. He's really going to go to Sevilla. And if at all you really watch Spanish La Liga, just go in there and watch Anton Martial. You're really going to see a player that is really very mature at his play in there, and I really feel like we are really going to miss out on a player who really can help us in such games and release all open up defenses in there. That is Anton Martial. So I feel like Anton Martial is the player that we all need to be at Manchester United. No one at Manchester United can come in and put up a performance as put on in there, because I think Sancho can emulate him somehow, because for him, he does not need space to get something out of nothing. That's Anton Martial for you. You get? So I really felt like the only way we saw United do a positive and becoming a threat to the defense of West Ham, that's when Anton Martial was really onto the pitch. And it shows you that Ragnick and Armas are really good at calculating and making calculations for this game in there, because nothing would have been done or would have been got into this game if at all Martial was onto that pitch, because very many players in that position where Martial was, he would have been aiming to go ahead and shoot. And Martial is that kind of player who plays with his eyes not onto the ball like Rashford, because Rashford, Greenwood, every time they're really having the ball, their eyes are not on where they are going. Their eyes are onto the ball. But Martial comes in because he plays with his eyes up on the pitch. He sees Cavani, releases Edson Cavani, Cavani squares that ball, and guess what Rashford gets? He gets food on a sauce, on a plate, all served, and he just nates it in the back of the net, and United went into celebration, and that's the source of the 3 points that we had. So the entire hard work that was put onto the pitch and bad display by Manchester United was overshadowed by a brilliant performance of Anton Martial. I know the English press is really going to come out and not even include Martial into this. All Edson covered. They are really going to praise Rashford in the previous two games of Manchester United. He comes on as a substitute and he scored 2 goals into those games. What does that really show you? They'll come out and really heap lots of praises onto Marcus Rashford, but don't forget those 2 names. Don't forget Ronaldo, who got that ball and really held it very well. Don't forget Anton Martial, who received the ball from Ronaldo and did a hold-up play that saw Cavani go past him and releasing that ball to him. Don't forget the name Edson Cavani that squared that ball to Marcus Rashford to bang it in the back of the net, because the English football is so much into goals that people score. But to me, I really feel like Cavani, Ronaldo, and Edson Cavani need to be given a shout out into this game of football, because they've done a lot. A selfish player like Rashford wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done that. And this is something I've always called out on Rashford from the game of Brentford. That goal that he scored, let him ask himself, if Bruno Fernandes had not really passed into that ball to you, would you have scored? The answer is no. That means stop being selfish. The same question, ask yourself today, Marcus Rashford. If Cavani had gone for a shot in goal, or the shot at goal, would you have scored that goal? The answer is no. So that means that all in all, selfishness would help United, And it has costed us very many games this season and even the previous seasons. You get? It has costed us very many goals in there and games. So I really feel like Rashford, it's high time you styled up and took your play to the next level because you are far much better than this. Stop being selfish as your other players put you into play. When you get that chance, when you are not into a perfect position of shooting or scoring, just pass that ball out to that player. Release your fellow players as they release you, and we'll be winning these games comfortably in there for you. But the more you increase your selfishness as Manchester United, we aren't going anywhere. And trust me, Ragnick will put you down to the pecking order in there. Smash the like button, comment, and share your reaction to this video of United winning West Ham by 1-0. Rashford sinks West Ham, and the rest of the performances and the rest of the things we've discussed onto this video are welcome to the comment section below. I go by the names of Rokan David, aka RD, onto the Manchester United Matters channel. We've won, big win, big 3 points. My man of the match? It's hard to choose a man of the match because I really saw Delo doing some good work onto the pitch. Bruno? No. I failed to choose the man of the match. I don't know. Who do you think is the man of the match? You can as well go into the live chat and tell me. Who do you think is the man of the match? To me, I really feel like it's hard for me to choose because I cannot really come out and choose because no player at Manchester United put up a very wonderful performance. To me, I really think that no man of the match. To me, no man of the match because the performances were average. Players that really came up and put up a very big impact like Martial, Cavani, and Rashford, they played very few minutes, you get? So someone will say that Rashford is the man of the match in there. All right, I'm having someone who has already commented in here is saying that Besong Eric says, McTominay, what makes you think McTominay was the man of the match? I don't really feel like, I see him improving slowly by slowly, his forward passing. I see him each and every time he gets that ball, he really feels like there is something telling him, don't look behind, just pass that ball forward. Don't do the sideway passing, just do the central axis passing. You get? But I don't really feel like he really bossed out these people in there. He was brilliant from beginning to the end. I don't really say, no, I think the word brilliant is too big. He was, I think, they were average. All of the players at Manchester United put up an average performance according to me. That's what I think. But Eric Besong is saying Scott McTominay as the man of the match. I don't know what others are really going to come out and say, but I respect your opinion in there because everyone watches this game of football differently in there. But for me, I will feel like all of the players onto the pitch have done the best, you get, but their best has not come out statistically in there. And now I get into the area that most of you really like, when we really come up and break down the statistics of this game of football as it happened in there at Old Trafford in there for you. Big win for Manchester United, big 3 points. United is back into top 4 position than never before. Very many people ask themselves, by the way, if I told them to ask you, when did you last remember United was in top 4? Because I remember after just 6 games of the Premier League, we are out of the top 4. I remember that very well. We are out of the top 4 positions. So I don't really remember, and this is something that we might be going to celebrate this season. We are only going to celebrate being in the top 4 positions in there, because for me, even if we win an FA Cup, I won't come out and celebrate in here because those are not levels of Manchester United. United's levels are at winning the Premier League and the Champions League. The rest of the trophies, those are just bonuses. Those shouldn't be our targets in there. So that's why we'll feel like we need to change the mindset of our players in there. But let's get straight into the match statistics in there as United took on a team which goes by names of West Ham. All right, onto your screen. United had 18 shots. And here I come up and really come out and say that that is something I've seen today that I really hated about Manchester United players. What did they do? They shot aimlessly. They shot aimlessly. I saw Bruno. I saw Diego Dalot. I saw Alex Telles. I saw Elanga. You get, that's why you see out of the 18, only 3 were on target. You see? West Ham had 6 shots at United, and they had 1 shot on target. 57 possession by United, 43 ball possession by West Ham. 546 passes completed by Manchester United, 410 completed by West Ham, 82% passing accuracy, 75% for West Ham, 9 fouls by Manchester United, 8 fouls by West Ham. Yellow cards, both sides got one. I remember United's yellow card went to Harry Maguire, that of West Ham went to Declan Rice. 0 red cards, 4 offsides for United, 1 offside for West Ham, 3 corners for both sides in there. So that's how the game of football between Manchester United and a team which goes by the names of West Ham went, as far as statistics are concerned in there. I have my mate in here. He's saying that we've never been before this season. No, we are even once on top of the table. Remember, United once was even on the top of the table, and they really went on slipping and dropping down slowly until the 8th, 10th position in there for you. But all in all, we are proud to eat that we've gotten this win. It was really a win that we really thought that we needed. And people will say that it's ugly. No, that display was not even ugly, but we had lost that cutting edge. That cutting edge of really breaking down the West Ham defense that Anton Martial gave us, because what breaks down the defense of West Ham? It's Anton Martial. He plays like he's cutting inside. Defenders turn their minds off Edson Cavani, knowing that Anton Martial is going to aim at goal. And then he releases. He does a side pass to Edson Cavani, and Cavani does what? He squares it, and after squaring it, it finds Marcus Rashford, not marked, facing an empty net, bangs the ball into the back of the net. That's how I can really come out and tell you how it happened here onto the Manchester United Matters channel. We out for now. See you tomorrow maybe when we come up with the 5 things. 5 things that happened between Manchester United and a team which goes by the names of West Ham. Thank you guys for watching in. I'm out for now. See you later.